Just a heads up, I don't curse, so I'll always replace the curse word with something else. Tommy, your Hufflepuff is showing. By LuminaStarCrest. Read by Ella Farvedet. Summary. When you look at Tommy, you'd expect the kid to be immediately sorted into Gryffindor. So when he became a headstall, it sent his brothers wondering. But when the head yelled Hufflepuff, the two let out a light chuckle. They should have known. This is a collection of moments where Tommy shows that he is in the right house. Everything is set in years after the events of the Harry Potter series. Chapter 1. Tommy is hardworking. Wilbur spotted Technoblade sat at the Ravenclaw table and decided to sit across him. Techno sighed. Shouldn't you be at your own table? The older twin brothers asked. Have you seen Tommy? Wilbur asked. I don't see him at his table. Techno glanced at the table behind Wilbur, and sure enough, Tommy wasn't at his usual spot. Have you tried asking his housemates? Already did, Wilbur answered. They don't know either. Oh, hi Wilbur. The two 60ers looked at the person who talked. The brown-haired 40-year was smiling at them as he took a seat next to Wilbur. Tobo, perfect timing, Wilbur said. Do you know where Tommy is? Is he? Tobo turned around and scanned the table behind him. Oh. He faced Wilbur and Techno once again. Last I saw him was during Charms. He said that after classes he was going to train for the upcoming Quidditch matches. You don't think he's still at the pitch, do you? Wilbur asked Techno. Techno hummed as he moved a potato around with his fork. I mean, he is pretty stubborn. I wouldn't put it past him. Yeah, good point. Wilbur sighed. Thanks, Tobo. We'll go get him, he said, standing up from his seat. Huh? Techno looked up from his plate. We? Do I have to go? Yes. Now come on. Wilbur reached across and tugged on Techno's cloak. He's gonna freeze himself out there. Technoblade eventually agreed, and the two of them waved goodbye to Tobo before leaving for the Quidditch pitch. Wilbur was right. It was cold out, and the blowing wind wasn't making it any warmer. When they reached their destination, they were welcomed by a loud yes, which could only be their little brother. Of course it was. He was the only one at the pitch, still high up in the air, his blonde hair all tangled up, his right hand raised to the air as he continued cheering for himself. Wilbur shook his head with a smile. He cupped his hands over his mouth and yelled, Tommy! It caught the boy's attention immediately, forcing him to land on the stands where Wilbur and Techno was. What are you guys doing here? He asked. That's what we're supposed to be asking you, Wilbur said. It's dinner time and it's freezing out here. Why aren't you inside it? The rest of your team's already at the Great Hall. Tommy shifted his weight from one foot to the other. His eyes focused on the ground. I didn't do that well during practice area. Could barely get a quaffle inside the hoops. I decided to stay for a bit more, just to get my game back, but it really isn't my day. I tried to get the ball through 10 times in a row, but for some reason I can't. There isn't even a keeper. Both Wilbur and Techno could feel the frustration emitting from the young boy. They glanced at each other before focusing on Tommy once again. Oh, Tommy, Wilbur started. Today's just an off day. Tomorrow, You'll be back in your game and will be kicking asses out in the field. Wilbur tried his best to cheer the boy up. Why are you so determined to get hypothermia tonight anyway? Technoblade asked. You're already a great player. Because Tommy stopped when he raised his voice. Because I'm the youngest regular player on the team. I have to work hard if I don't want to be a reverse player. I mean, Rambo's our reverse keeper, but he haven't been able to play at any games ever since he got in the team. You already are a hard worker, Weber said, and it really shows. I've seen 7th-year chasers worse than you, but for some reason they still don't get kicked off the team. Really? Tommy finally looked up from the ground. Yeah. You can beat those nerds easily, Technoblade said. Easily. He repeated for emphasis. Tommy huffed with a smile. Thanks, he said. Let's go to the castle, alright? Quidditch's just a game. It isn't worth freezing for. Whoa, big dubs. You can't call Quidditch just a game, Tommy said. We know you're salty about not getting in the Slytherin team, but no need to take it out on the best game out there. Yeah, I mean, who yells, time to catch the snitch, then immediately fall off their broom, Techno teased. That was one time! The three of them laughed at the memory as they walked back to the castle when Tommy came to a realization. Wait, did you two just admit that I'm actually a great player? Tommy asked. The twins groaned in regret. Of course, that's what you get from that.